In the last episode, I told you about the real cost of success, the gap between the fantasy of being a CEO and the weight that actually comes with it. Today, I want to talk about something more specific, more dangerous, and more common than most founders want to admit. I call it the founder's illness. You might know it by its street name, hustle culture. For years, I believed the same story you probably heard. Sleep is for the weak. Rest is for later. If you're not grinding, you're losing. I followed the no days off philosophy like it was scripture. Social media feeds, business podcasts, YouTube interviews. The loudest voices were all saying the same thing. Outwork everyone, outlast everyone, sacrifice everything. Some of the biggest entrepreneurship shows, including The Diary of a CEO, have started to expose the downside of that thinking. But I didn't listen early enough. Apple Podcasts. Pablo, I want to walk you through how hustle culture nearly broke me, what the warning signs looked like, and the system I now use to build aggressively without destroying my mind, my health, or my relationships. Let's start with the honest part. At first, hustle culture felt good. It felt heroic. I loved telling people, yeah, I'm doing 16-hour days, 7 days a week. I wore exhaustion like a badge of honor. When my phone had 200 unread messages, I felt important. When I answered emails at 2 a.m., I felt committed. The business was growing. Revenue chart was pointing up. My inbox was full of opportunity. People said things like, "You're a machine," and I believed that was a compliment. But machines don't burn out. Humans do. Here were my first symptoms of the founder's illness. I stopped sleeping properly. I would lie in bed at night and replay meetings in my head, rewrite emails I hadn't sent yet, argue with people in imaginary conversations. I became short-tempered. Tiny problems felt like personal attacks. A delayed email reply made me angry. A minor mistake from a team member felt unforgivable. My creativity dropped. Ironically, the more hours I worked, the fewer good ideas I had. I was present in the office but absent in my own thinking. Then came the moment that scared me. One day, I was in a meeting listening to my team give an update. My heart started racing. Not metaphorically, literally. My chest tightened. My vision blurred at the edges. I couldn't focus on the words. There were no cameras, no dramatic music, just me in a basic meeting room, realizing that my body was sending me a very clear message. If you don't slow down, I will slow you down for you. I didn't collapse. I didn't go to hospital. But I did something I had been avoiding for a long time. I told the truth. I told my team, I'm not okay. I've been pretending this pace is sustainable. It isn't. If I keep going like this, I won't be here to lead this company in a year. That sentence changed everything. You see, hustle culture sells you 3 lies. Lie 1, more hours equal more success. The truth is, there's a point where more hours only create more mistakes. Fatigue multiplies bad decisions. The world's top performers in most fields train hard. Yes, but they also rest hard. Their secret is recovery, not chaos. Spotify. Lie 2. Rest is a reward you earn at the end. Rest isn't a prize. It's a prerequisite. You don't wait until you deserve sleep. Your brain, your immune system, your ability to think strategically all depend on cycles of work and recovery. Lie 3. If you slow down, you'll lose. What you actually lose when you never slow down is perspective. You get trapped inside urgent tasks with zero time for long-term thinking. You become a firefighter, not a founder. So, how do you cure the founder's illness without losing your edge? I didn't fix this overnight. I had to unlearn a mindset I'd celebrated for years. Here's the framework I used and still use today. Step 1. Set a non-negotiable floor for your life. Most founders set targets for revenue, users, headcount. Very few set minimum standards for health, relationships, and sanity. I wrote down 3 non-negotiables. Sleep, a minimum number of hours per night. Not perfect, but consistent. Movement, some form of daily exercise, even if it's just a 30-minute walk. Connection, real conversations with people I love, not just emojis and likes. If my business plan required me to violate these 3 every week, then the plan was broken, not my willpower. Step 2. Move from hustle to systems. Hustle says, do more yourself. Systems say, build a machine that can run without you. I looked at my calendar and asked one brutal question. If I disappeared for a month, what would completely collapse? Those areas became my system priorities. We built processes, checklists, delegation maps, clear owners. It was slower at the beginning, but life-saving later. The goal wasn't to be everywhere. The goal was to make sure everything didn't depend on me. Step 3. Redefine what winning looks like. For a long time, my definition of winning was simple. Bigger numbers, more revenue, more followers, more staff. Now I still care about growth, but I measure it differently. A good quarter is not just, did we grow? It's also, Did I keep my promises to my health? Did my team grow, or did they just survive? Did we move closer to our mission in a way that feels sustainable? If the answer to those is always no, I don't call that success anymore. I call it an expensive scream for help. Let me be clear, I'm not anti-hard work. I still work hard. There are weeks where we push. There are seasons where we sprint. But now we sprint with a plan, not from panic. The founder's illness isn't that we work hard. It's that we glorify only the grind and ignore the cost. If you're listening to this and you feel constantly tired, constantly behind, constantly guilty when you're not working, that's not ambition. That's a warning light. So here's your homework from this diary entry. Tonight, before you sleep, answer 3 questions honestly in your own private notes. What is hustle culture costing me right now? Physically, mentally, relationally? What is one small non-negotiable I can set this week to protect myself? Where can I replace hustle with a system in the next 30 days? Don't share it on social media. Don't brag about it. This one is just for you. Because in 10 years, no one will care that you replied to email at 2 a.m. They'll care whether you're still alive, still clear-minded, still capable of loving people, still capable of making good decisions. That's the real flex. That's the real longevity. The founder's illness is real. Hustle culture almost broke me, but it also forced me to build a healthier, smarter way to lead. And that's what I want for you. Not an easy path, but a sustainable one. Thank you for listening to Diary of a Relentless CEO. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about loneliness at the top, why leadership can feel so isolating, and how to build a circle that tells you the truth when everyone else just tells you you're doing great. Until then, work hard, but don't worship the grind. Lead your company. Don't let the culture of hustle lead you.